I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to our new series of Voices of Hope. We have a very special guest tonight as we all sit in our homes waiting to hear some inspiration and some interpretations of the current events that are going on. Sivan Rahav Meir is here to join us. Sivan's a media personality, a public speaker. She lectures both in all over Israel and in the diaspora. She was voted by Globes as the most popular female media personality in Israel, and also by the Jerusalem Post as one of the 50 most influential Jews recently. We are most privileged and honored to have Sivan with us, who's going to speak from the heart and give us a little insight into what we are all going through right now. I want to just also take a special moment just to wish Chlama Meira to all those injured, Refuah Shlema, a big prayer for all those missing, and a big hug to all those who are part of our very extended bereaved family. Welcome, Sivan.
Shalom. Thank you very much, Yael, Nefesh B'Nefesh, for everything really you've been doing for years, and thank you for the zchut. I feel privileged just being here, rethinking, about this 9, 10 last days. Thank you all for joining us, people from Israel, but also I know we have friends here from the States and other places in the world. So thank you all for being here. And in a way, I didn't really plan. I thought of really speaking, just sharing some thoughts and the things I saw and heard. I think in a way, I just came back from the Dan Hotel here in Yerushalayim. The people of this village called Yachini, a tiny place called Yachini, are there, more than 200 people. And I just came back from Dan. And during the morning, I was at the noon, I was at the Vert Hotel, the entrance to the city here in Yerushalayim. The people of Sderot, a big 100, 200, like a big group of people from Sderot. And yesterday I visited I met a different group of people from Sderot at the Ramada Hotel. So, and I spent almost a week in the studio, Channel 12, live broadcasting for hours. I tried to count. I think I hosted shows for 20 hours. I want to tell you something. I felt really, everything was so hectic, inside the studio when you try to, to report and cover current events. And everything was so relaxed when I was there, 3 hotels, completely different. I just said here, I told Yedidia and the kids, I told them, it's impossible. When I bring, I invite all the experts and I interview them for hours, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Okay, I was there for 6 hours, interviewing politicians and all kinds of, all the important figures. I'm not relaxed. And when I touch the real people, I want to add also, we went to the Shiva of the Laks family in the city of Lod. Ofra Lak's son, friend of mine, Ofra, she's a journalist, was murdered in Be'eri. And on Motzei Shabbat, that's what we did before Shabbat. And on Motzei Shabbat, we went to the Shiva of Mishpachat Ne'eman here in Yerushalayim. Dr. Eitan Ne'eman, famous doctor, was also murdered in Sderot. And also the same feeling, here I touch the truth. I touch something that is eternal, something that is much more, I would say, clearer than there. Okay, so in a way, yeah, it sounds weird. I mean, you go to Shiva and to the hotels of people, you can definitely call them like refugees. They don't want to be called refugees, but they escaped, they left their, their house, and they're so miserable, and the things they saw, the people of Sderot, the people of Yachini was really, it's a miracle they are alive. Like dozens of terrorists are in this tiny Yemenite small village. 7 people were murdered, and in a way I felt that's the first thing, the first tool I want to give you, especially the Israelis. And I also want to say to our brothers and sisters abroad, see, what you see on TV, and I say it as an anchor, You try to ask the right questions. You sent the cameraman and the soundman to the field. Go there, talk to them, be with the families, be with the people. And in a way, I really realized, I understood things I will never understand when I'm standing there with the jacket and the makeup, asking those, journalistic questions. So maybe, yeah, that's the first thing I want to say. Just this huge events, really, we have no words to describe the tragedy. I think we do not, we okay, I'll speak for myself. I do not understand yet the meaning of this event. It's going to be really meaningful, a game changer. But what's I don't have the words to describe it yet. Okay. So for 45 minutes, I'm going to say I have no words, but okay. Yeah, I'm a journalist. Anyway, touch the real, if you're here in Israel, go there, visit the families, the wounded ones in hospitals, touch it, see the spirit. I heard words of emunah, words of strength, words of chizuk. I usually do not hear when I interview people. It's different. So what I heard, I'll give you just one example, okay? I wanted to take a picture. The people of Sderot, they had this meeting after my lecture. They were sitting there for just to start, organizing their life basically. But they're not miserable, by the way. They're not beggars, and they feel, in a way, even a little embarrassed, to take things. I mean, someone told me, people. She just gave birth, and they have a baby. But she told me, I don't need diapers. It's a fadicha, that's Israeli slang you're all familiar with. I don't need diapers. I'm an independent person. I work. I have so many diapers back home there in Sderot. Okay, I'll take them. Thank you. But it's embarrassing. We have to be careful with this chesed. Okay, don't throw diapers on them. They're not. So anyway, they were sitting. So we spoke after the lecture. I want to go home. And then I saw them. They were sitting like in a circle, and they started organizing their life, and it was fascinating. The practical, positive spirit was something. I couldn't leave. I just saw the way they. So one of them, Orna Didi. You have those local leaders. The spirit. We say a lot the word hanhaga in Hebrew. Hanhaga meaning leadership. We do have problems with our hanhaga, military hanhaga, political hanhaga, for sure, intelligent. Shabak. Okay, but when you see local leaders, wow, really tremendous leadership, inspiring leadership. So this Orna Didi, you never heard of, she sits there and she tells them, what can you do? What are you good at? What are you good at? And someone said, I can do, like, I'm a plumber. I can help with in the hotel if the people have problem. I'm a teacher. Okay, I'm a kindergarten teacher. And in 5 minutes, they opened one kindergarten until the age of like 4 or 5. All the kids, and this is going to be the room. They look around them in Vert Hotel and they say, okay, there's here. We just founded Sderot Yerushalayim Kindergarten. And I was there. Whoa, I was shocked. And then someone said, okay, when it comes to the teenagers, we have secular and religious teenagers, different sectors. Let's open 2 separate, like the infrastructure, the way. Okay, so we'll have something for the Chiloni teenagers and someone for the Dati, someone will take care of the Dati teenagers separately, boys, girls. They opened 3 different high schools in 5 minutes. Okay, and then someone said, okay, what about the laundry? It's a project. It's not so. And I was there. I asked him, listen, that's really, why did you call? Maybe I was cold, Hashem sent me to see this beautiful Jewish moment of positive attitude, of doing what has to be done. And then I asked him, can I take a picture? I want to write about this meeting. You're in the middle of, I think it's like an historical, it means something, this moment. So I want to take a picture. They said, no problem. Continue talking. I took the picture, and then Orna Didi, she said, no, sorry, Sivan, don't post this picture. Take it. I said, what's the problem? She said, I want people to see we're smiling. And they all smiled. And I took this picture once again. You can see it on my Facebook page. I think it means a lot. Talk to them. The people are really from, all walks of life, all sectors, ages. There is something in their spirit. I looked at them and I thought, there's so many verses, psukim, that are not so relevant. Every day has this something new comes up. That's the right. The prophet said it about them. So I looked at them and I thought of the prophet Yechezkel. ואעבור עלייך ואראך מתבוססת בדמייך. Think of her like a road, or like someone zoom out from Kibbutz Be'eri, from Kibbutz Nachalot, from Sderot. Shabbat morning, zoom out, look at it from a bird's eye view. ואעבור עלייך ואראך מתבוססת בדמייך. I see the captured, the wounded, the dead, I see the blood. ואומר לך בדמייך חיי, twice. ואומר לך בדמייך חיי. Out of this blood you will live. I don't know why we needed, so much blood in order to see this v'chai. But I looked at them and that's what I felt. V'chai. That's my headline. If you want the headline, to describe this week, I see it. V'chai everywhere. The people of Yachini, all three places, and also the families. They're sad, they're devastated, but you touch destiny. You touch the Jewish story. It's not an attack. I think people understand. Okay, so that's the first message. As I said, I wrote down like a few thoughts. It's not. I told you. I think we're in the middle of an earthquake, so we can't summarize. We can't conclude and say, okay, the conclusions are 1, 2, 3. We're in a process together. Things for sure. The world, the Jewish world, Israel is going to be different, completely changed. How? It's up to us. And I think we're in the middle of, redefining things. So it's a Jewish story. It's an attack, it's not an attack, it's not Sderot. It's not even Israel. It's the Jewish people, the Jewish story. They identify, just like Paro, another verse. They imitate me. There's you all know Eretz Nehederet, but maybe we'll explain to our brothers and sisters abroad. There's a famous show here in Israel called Eretz Nehederet. It's like a Saturday Night Live. They imitate people, they laugh at them. And there's an actress here in Israel, a very talented one, Shani Cohen, and she imitates me in a way. The way she plays, it's like, I'm so pathetic because everything reminds me, oh, it's in the Parsha, oh, this pasuk, oh, the prophet said. So now I feel like I'm here, but it's true, really. That's a biblical proportions. Biblical proportions. Unfortunately, for the we'll hope the next chapter we're writing together will also be a biblical one. I think the next verse should be וישוב העם אל השם ויעשו יחדיו הטוב והישר בעיני השם ותשקוט הארץ. What do you think? I'm not a prophet. I think that's what should continue this chapter in the new Bible we're writing in our generation. Okay? We should have peace. We should be much better once again and do good, and Hashem will also do good. But so I'm going back to the Jewish story. I think for the first time, those who are here, those who made Aliyah, those who are here with us, they know Nefesh Ben Nefesh. You all support. You are all in the right side of history. I have no doubt. If you're here tonight, if you want to hear me, if you're part of this organization, if you saw the link, I'm not worried about your future. I'm worried when it comes to our millions of brothers and sisters out there. They're not connected at all. They're not engaged. They're unaffiliated. The biggest stream in U.S. Jewry, Reform, Orthodox, Conservative, unaffiliated, meaning I couldn't care less. Leave me. I don't know what do you want? I think we have, and I'm talking here to those you all have, families, relatives who are not so, with like enthusiasm like you. They don't have this Zionist Jewish spark in their eye. I think I also said it, Nachum Siegel interviewed me to this radio show this morning, and I think he agreed when I said the timing, it's the right timing for a Jewish revolution. Seriously, I'm not joking, because the idea of Judaism was attacked. You cannot, you don't have the privilege of sitting there. I visited in the past, like Harvard, very interesting what's going on now in Harvard, Yale University, University of Columbia, places where you can be like a Jewish cool student Yeah, I'm not, I'm pro-Palestine, a little bit of BDS and a little bit of Israel. It's like this mixture of no. For the first time, it's crystal clear. For the first time, you see, right, for me, it was always obvious, but now the world, you all listen to Joe Biden's speech, the way they speak in London, in Paris, in Rome, and in Washington. I think it's been like 24 hours since Biden last spoke. He constantly repeats the messages of in a way, it's like he writes. It's like we write it for him. It's like seriously, the way he speaks about the Jewish idea, the Jewish heritage, the importance of the state of Israel. The Israel is a miracle. He says it all the time. So I think for the first time, um, you're not confused anymore. It's crystal clear. Do you support Hamas? Do you support Israel? Do you support um, terrorism, violence, raping, killing? ISIS, Nazi. I don't like I don't love the Nazi regime. That all those the way people compare it. But okay, darkness or light? Where are you? I think, and I already spoke to communities abroad. I think in a way, it's the right time to make sure our, those who are not here with us, they will be in the right side of history. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, he was a student, and after 67, for the first time, he wanted to be identified as a Jewish student. For the first time, I think he was like a more active, proud Jew. 67, also 73. And now I don't have the word. I don't have 9/11. We don't have the definition. Is it the Simchat Torah war? Is it the October Independence war? We don't have the definition yet. But this event, we're not sure of how to describe it. This event might change for the best many of our confused brothers and sisters. Please don't be confused. Listen to the president of the United States declaring, okay, light, darkness. So really, it comes from Parashat Bereshit, from the book of Genesis. We just started reading on Shabbat. Perfect timing, light and darkness. So this, in a way, yeah, it's not just Jewish unity with the obvious organizations. I always like to support when it's the Nefesh B'Nefesh and when it's the OU and when it's YU and when it's Hillel and when it's Chabad and NCSY and IAC. Beautiful. I think maybe there's a potential here, just out of the bubble, out of the box, okay? All those, the places, the trivial, the taken for granted organizations, and they're great. They're great. Nefesh B'Nefesh, you're doing really a holy mission you took upon yourself. But I think maybe people would understand it's the Jewish story. So, first of all, meet real people, do real things. Go turn off, stop WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, TV, Facebook. It's not the right source for information. The real source of information is really hundreds of people, thousands of people all over Israel. Meet them, see them, talk to them, and find strength. I do it only for 3 days, and I'm shocked. Second message is it's a broader, wider, deeper, older story than we thought. Okay, it's not just the events; it's the process. We always when I work, I always cover events. What happened now in Rishon LeZion? Oh, there's an alarm, Bet Shemesh. Let's go there. Let's go here. So many events. We need to zoom out and to see the process, and that's the bigger story, the Jewish story. In a way, I think, yeah, when we say Acheinu Kol Bet Israel, I can't remember who shared this idea with me. I always quote it, and I don't remember the name of. Anyway, when we daven now, Acheinu Kol Bet Israel Netunim Batzara Bashivya, okay, they're facing challenges, they're kidnapped, they're wounded, they're not here with us. I always think also about those Yale students. Sorry, I don't want to insult anyone. I was there. I saw those unaffiliated. I'm not sure, Israel or Palestinians. I'm like, Acheinu Kol Bet Israel. So we daven it for almost 200 people we have now in Gaza, God forbid, but also for the people that are kidnapped in Yale, אחינו כל בית ישראל, they're also נתונים בצרה ובשביה. המקום ירחם על כולנו, all of us. ויוציא אותנו לרווחה ולגאולה ולאורה, to see the light. So that was the second message, and you have the power. You're in touch with so many people. I'm sitting here speaking about, the campuses, the students I meet when I go as a scholar in residence. When it's you, maybe it's your brother, or maybe it's your brother-in-law or your cousin. You know exactly what's going on there, and the tiny bubble of affiliated Jews, 10% of connected Jews, that we're 90% out there reaching out to them in doing like what we call kiruv in Hebrew, just being in touch with them, and now they understand the Israeli story. I think the world understands. Okay. The third thing I wanted to say, I spoke, I think, with, I can't even count, maybe 20 psychologists, therapists, all kinds of people who consult, social workers. One of my son Nathaniel, he told me, "Mommy, you're going to the shrink every evening." I go to the studio, I interview all those experts. What's the first tip they give? The first piece of advice, the first thing they want us to say? Okay, so they're on TV live. I'm asking, "Hey, thank you for coming, Doctor Professor. Thank you for coming. An expert, psychiatrist from Meuchedet, Klalit, Leumit, Maccabi. Thank you." And he's like, "Yeah, thank you. Good night." And I'm like, "What's the best tool? We're now here live on TV. What's the best tool you can give us?" And he goes, "All of them. Turn off your TV." Now that's the first sentence they say on TV. That's quite I would say a paradox, but I stay there with them, live. People maybe they turn off their TV, but then they go on. But I want to really for a minute focus on that tool, on that tip. Those who are not here with us physically in Israel, it's important. You become addicted, 24/7, 24/6, unfortunately 24/6. And it's not something happened here. I just asked Nachman Shai. He was the IDF spokesman during the Gulf War, Milchemet HaMifratz, during the 90s. I asked him what happened. How come I was a child and I was relaxed? And that's quite scary. Saddam Hussein, with gas missiles, an attack on Israel's cities. It's like, how come I'm not afraid? How come there's no trauma? And he said there was one official channel. I was there every day. I gave people the information. No TikTok, no Instagram. Now you have 20 channels. It's like, and he's right. So the first tip, especially if you're not here and you want to know what's going on, you have other ways of supporting us. When you donate, when you daven, when you go to the rallies you have now, when you do things with Jews and non-Jews alike, when you write, be active, don't be passive. Do something, okay? Write something about Israel, post something. Make sure Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, they know when there's something completely anti-Semitic, but completely fake news, anti-Semitic, I would say, fake news, pure fake news. It's not about policy. It's not about the debate, discussion. It's about fake, dangerous fake news. So, but we speak about fake news. We should speak about sane news, okay? Watch out. Have this, see, choose. I want to watch the news now for an hour. I want to scroll, no problem, for half an hour. And that's it. Find the limit, one of the experts told me this week in Israel. It rhymes, in Hebrew it rhymes. She said, Gvura zo bchira, meaning heroism, bravery means choosing. Gvura zo bchira. Hamas, all they want is us to be upset, frustrated, depressed, confused, sad, and negative. All we need to do is to fight. We have two wars here. One is there in Gaza. The other one, by the way, it's not in Gaza. It's still, the Air Force is if you were me, I'm not an expert when it comes to the military details, but It's not. It's still. I don't know what is going to do. And expect the unexpected. I'm not sure we're going to go in together. I'm not sure. The experts I interviewed are also. They're not convinced. Anyway. There are two wars here. One is there, and we're worried, and we daven, and we think about the soldiers, policemen, all of them, the people who. By the way, the city of Sderot, thousands of people are still there. When you hear there's like an alarm in Sderot, it's not empty. I met them today. Thousands are they don't want to leave. All kinds of circumstances and reasons. Let's not go into it, but yeah, every time you hear, and for sure there was an alarm here in Yerushalayim 3 hours ago. So yeah, we daven, we care, we show solidarity, we show unity. But the right way of showing solidarity is not watching the news 24/6. No, you feel the real fake news is, when you think you watch the news, you're connected. You're disconnected. You're passive. Do something. Write, post, take a picture, pray, learn, be with your kids. Just do something in the kitchen. Just for dinner. It's so complicated now. I know you have kids in the IDF, and you have kids. Some of you are abroad, and you have kids here for a gap year, and you have they're gonna have a very special gap year, and you have maybe your kids are little, and you take care of them all the time, or your husbands. There's so many. We're all fight. We're all in a way fighters right now. Okay, men, women, teenagers alike. We all fight. So make sure you are active. I'm sure they don't want us. Hamas wants you like a zombie like this, but all the soldiers there, they don't need you. They want you to be connected to, as I said, to the real things that are going on. If you cook and take, even to here in Yerushalayim, people. By the way, someone told me something so really exciting. Her name is Lorena Luges. The way people do things. I mean, what I just described is I wanted to start with surmera. Okay, turn off, limitations. You control the situation. Don't let it control you. You control it's you. You'll feel much better. So that's surmera. Avoid, doing evil. But also we have asetov. You must do good things. You must feel the vacuum in something good you do, something positive. And it's beautiful to see. It's not just Jewish solidarity. It's not just Jewish chesed. I think we reach new levels of really the Guinness records, really records of chesed. The things we do together today, incredible. I don't have the words, once again, I don't have the words to describe what Hamas did to us in the darkness, but I do not have the words to describe what we are doing now together. This is really, I think we never had levels of solidarity and achdut and unity and chesed and charity and kindness. Never in our history. First of all, there was no Zoom. Imagine there was no Zoom in Babylon. There was no Zoom in Rome. So technology lets us, really do things. You can text, Beat, PayPal, Zilla. You can things are much more available and accessible. That's how you reach new records of chesed. And I think it's incredible. I cover things, everything you have, everything you're good at, you want to give it. So someone, wants to teach the guitar or the flute. Someone wants to cook. Someone wants to. You see the way people give. So it's not just that's the third tip. It's not just sur mera. It's also at setov. Be positive. Be active. The Lubavitcher Rebbe always said, "Don't be a fan. Be a player. Don't be a fan, a spectator sitting there watching what's going on. Be a player. Be an active Jew. Be a leader. Take it. You affect the final result. Go down there to the field, to the grass. Do things." So in a way, that's maybe the third. I want to show you a few videos, a few clips, and then maybe answer a few questions. So let's start. Landing. It's not just surmera. It's also a setov. And the examples, the amount of things I see, in Israel and abroad. I heard, I think, Rabbi Mark Wiles from Manhattan. The students asked, what can we do here? And he said, we also always go to the basic fundamental values. That's what I said. I have no words, but Yechezkel has the words. Avraham Avinu has the words. Masechet Avot, they have the word for me. So they have the the tools. So we go. Let's go to Masechet Avot. Al shlosha dvarim, ha'olam omed. 3 pillars. The world. You feel the world is not so stable. You want it to be stable. Al shlosha dvarim ha'olam omed. You want it to be. The things will be more. I would say accurate, more clearer, more. Things will be better. על 3 דברים העולם עומד, על תורה, על עבודה, meaning תפילה, ועל גמילות חסדים. Help, you can help in those 3 ways, especially if you're there and you feel you're not so connected. Everything you do, direct it straight, to us. Feel connected. Connect your Torah learning, your chesed, and you do so. The donations and the tefillot, and so yeah, that's sur merav va'aseh tov. And you see really the solidarity, the things we do. Bedamai chai, bedamai chai. I want us to see just a few examples. The first one, we said al shlosha dvarim ha'olam omed. So tefillah is one of the pillars, and I showed this video here today in Israel. People were so excited. What you see, I saw many tefillah events, chizuks events with rabbanim and leaders, and this is something a little bit different. Tonight in Brooklyn, a group of Jewish, young Jewish basketball player, they just wanted to play basketball. They stopped for a minute. Let's see their atzeret tefillah, their prayer event in Brooklyn tonight. And as I said, Israelis are more excited than Americans to see it. I showed it today, and I had a few opportunities, and people were shocked. They daven for us. They care. I think we speak about achdus among us here in Israel. We should also describe solidarity with the broader, I would say, Jewish circle. So let's see the first example. I'll ask Yael to show it. That's just one example. The second video I want you to watch is from Yam HaMelech. I think once again, Jewish identity, the Zionist spark, the Israeli spark, something is in the air. Something's in the air because of the tragedy. And after a year of debates and ugly debates, we can definitely disagree. We can have conflicts. We can have disputes. It was awful. Let's face it. It was awful. And after this year, really, I suffered. It's not it's not the issues. It's the way you treat each other. And after a year, I think things are changing now rapidly in a minute, and you see in a second, and you see Jewish identity, solidarity, Zionism, democracy. This mixture is the best recipe. It's the best recipe. Don't ruin it. Let us live together. We know how to do it. It's great. It's the remedy. The whole world is waiting. Listen to Biden. God is waiting. The world is waiting for us to be ourselves, to live to do what we're supposed to do in this area, to be a blessing, a light unto the whole world. So what we're about to see, I said Jewish identity in a way now, it's really, people are talking about it because one must ask, why were they murdered? They were the innocent kids of Kibbutz Be'eri. There's only one reason. They were Jewish children. It's the only reason. What does it mean? we should start asking ourselves this deep question about Jewish identity. I just saw, on the other hand, I saw one of the parents. I don't know if you know, there were many from birth kids in this party on Shabbat morning and Simchat Torah's morning. Many kids, all coming from Dati and Haredi families, more than 10 or 20 for sure, I think. And one of the Haredi parents, just what they wrote, when the ad, they wrote the name, I don't know, Moshe Levi, okay? And then, שנרצח על קדושת יהדותו בבוקר שבת קודש שמחת תורה. Your son went to this party, but when the way you see it, he was murdered because of his holiness, Jewish identity on Shabbat Kodesh. That's what they wrote. And as I said, we will have to touch this sensitive issue of Jewish identity. And here's a beautiful example, a positive one. Yesterday, Zehavit King from Kibbutz Be'eri, she asked me to write their story. And what happened was their son, Uri, he turned now 13, bar mitzvah. Here, that's what she wrote. She said, over the last few months, our son Uri studied for his bar mitzvah with Rabbi Tzvi Ehrlich. Uri learned Parashat Bereshit. He learned how to put on tefillin and also how to say the Shema. Rabbi Tzvi told him that there were many people throughout our history whose last words were the Shema, from Rabbi Akiva to Major Roy Klein, who died in the Second Lebanon War when he fell, to save the life of his soldiers under his command. And he said, Shema. The words of the Shema convey the willingness for self-sacrifice, mesirut nefesh, and the readiness to pay the ultimate price for being a Jew. Rabbi Tzvi persuaded Uri to learn the Shema by heart, and so he did. The whole world knows what happened here in Be'eri to our beloved kibbutz on Simchat Torah. We locked ourselves in our safe room, Mamad, for 36 hours. 36 hours, no food, no electricity, no water, while the terrorists outside murdered and slaughtered our friends. Each time of the fear in us grew, we prayed together and repeated the Shema with Uri. These words that he had just recently learned at the age of 13 took on enormous significance in that day and a half, up until the moment when we were rescued. And Zehavit King writes to me, she says, now we're in a hotel next to the Dead Sea. Rabbi Tzvi and many wonderful volunteers made an extraordinary bar mitzvah party, bar mitzvah celebration. Tears of sadness and joy filled our eyes. We prayed Birkat HaGomel, okay, the traditional prayer of deliverance for surviving. We also prayed for the safe return of the hostages, and of course, for our community. With deep emotion, Uri recited the Shema with Rabbi Tzvi. I looked around at those who are here with us, and I thought about those who are not with us anymore. We wished that everyone there, not only Uri, would go on to live a most fulfilling, glorious life. It's not just Uri, they say, Ligdol Tiferet, not just Uri, Kibbutz Be'eri. When we parted from Rabbi Tzvi, I told him that in the future, when we will prepare youngsters for their bar mitzvah and when he will teach them about the Shema, he can mention Rabbi Akiva, he can mention Roy Klein. He can also tell them about Uri King from Kibbutz Be'eri. I want you to see the video now. You have the context. Now I want you to watch what she describes, the bar mitzvah party this week.
אנחנו אחים. כל בית ישראל כולם אחים, ימין, שמאל, אשכנזים, ספרדים, כולם אחים. ויש כאלה שנתונים בצרה ובשביה. אנחנו מבקשים שהמקום, שהקדוש ברוך הוא ירחם עליהם, ויוציא אותם מצרה לרווחה, מאפלה לאורה, משעבוד לגאולה. כל בית ישראל.
בראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ, והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו וחושך על פני תהום, ורוח אלוהים מרחפת על פני המים.
אשמח קטנים,
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם הגומל לחייבים טובות שגמלני כל טוב. שנהיה חזקים, בריאות לכולם, רפואה שלמה, שהחטופים יחזרו אלינו שלמים בריאים, כוחות לכולנו להשתקם מחדש. אמן.
כל אדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים.
כל קהילת בארי שנמצאים כאן איתנו. אנחנו אחים. כל בית ישראל כולם אחים. ימין, שמאל, אשכנזים, ספרדים, כולם אחים. ויש כאלה שנתונים בצרה ובשביה. אנחנו מבקשים שהמקום, שהקדוש ברוך הוא ירחם עליהם, ויוציא אותם מצרה לרווחה, מאפלה לאורה, משעבוד לגאולה.
כל בית ישראל
Wow, so that's Uri, Mazal Tov, Uri, and Bezrat Hashem Besorot Tovot to him and to us. I think this story, is it a secular kibbutz? Is it I think this story emphasizes the bigger story we're fighting for it together. Thank you very much. Thank you. So many hundreds of people from all over the world here with us. Those who will watch, we have the, you can definitely watch the recorded meeting afterwards. Thank you, Yael, and everyone. Really, from Nefesh B'Nefesh, for everything you do. And we urge you to bring new Olim Be'ezrat Hashem to the southern part of Israel. This is our mission now, to make this place so successful, so developed, so beautiful, and so peaceful. You will all want to come from Teaneck and 5 towns and Boca. That's the place. No more Ramat Bet Shemesh, Ramat Sderot. This is the Israeli, in a way, a challenge we're all facing now together, Be'ezrat Hashem. Toda Rabba, Laila Tov miYerushalayim. Thank you very much.
Toda rabba. Thank you so much, Sivan, on behalf of our whole Nefesh B'Nefesh community. It was mamash, it was a schut. Thank you.
Wait, Yael, I want people I'm going to show a link. Those who want to get the daily WhatsApp. I post a daily WhatsApp every day. And if those who want to get it in English, I'll send it to you now. A link here. I'll text it here in the chat. Because in a way, those who want to be connected to the content, if you liked it this evening, if you want to get the materials on a daily basis, I'll give you the link, and you can subscribe for free and join us. So it will take 20 seconds, and here it is, 1 minute. And maybe tomorrow I'm going to write about you. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. 1 minute. And thank you all those who texted me and sent me private, things. Thank you very much. The private messages. Toda rabba. 1 minute.
Sivan will also share it with the recording that we put up online.
Okay.
So
By the way, people are asking me for the recording, so I guess it's gonna be we'll have the link for those who are interested. But anyway, here it is. You can see it now on the chat. 1 minute. Here it is for those who want to be with us tomorrow. Thank you very much, Yael and everyone. Shalom, shalom. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.